In 1914, 3 Chinese students enrolled at the University of Minnesota. They became well known on campus as members of the soccer team, with clever passing and dribbling skills that surpassed their competitors. Yi Kun Kwang, Wen Ping Pan, and Wen Hui Pan came from Shanghai, the first Chinese students to graduate from the University of Minnesota. 100 years later, the university is rich in international students and opportunities. More than 5,500 students come from more than 130 countries to study here. As we become more of a global society, young people want more opportunities to study abroad. More and more come to the university having already had an international experience, such as attending a language immersion school or vacationing in another country. Today, just over 9% of U.S. college graduates have an international experience for credit while enrolled. Here on the Twin Cities campus, 32% of our undergraduates have an educational experience abroad. For the number of students we send abroad, we are 3rd in the country. At the University of Minnesota, we know that few of the challenges our students will face after they leave us are truly local. Disease, economic and environmental problems, and terrorism that affect people in one country affect people around the globe. Students need the skills, knowledge, and perspectives to help resolve those issues that transcend our borders. Each year, our students seek education, inspiration, experience, and adventure all over the world. The university's goal is to provide 50% of our graduates with an international experience outside of the U.S. Students can earn credit toward their major in architecture in Istanbul, biodiversity in Costa Rica, energy production in Norway, global health in India, opera in Italy, and more. U of M alumnus Ryan Sarafolian studied international development in Kenya. While there, he built lasting ties to the people and has established an international development foundation that supports a free secondary school for girls in the Kibera slums of Nairobi. But helping all of our students become global requires more than just an exchange of students. Even if students never leave home, they need to understand what connects us one to the other in these extraordinary times. In the Global Leadership for Social Change May session course, students are immersed in the various cultures in our nearby Cedar Riverside neighborhood. In the Students Crossing Borders Living Learning community, domestic and international students live together and participate in programs to encourage meaningful interaction and cultural sharing. The Buddy program pairs new international students with current international or domestic students to help them settle in and adjust to the U.S. and the U. Students, scholars, and scientists at the University of Minnesota are hard at work to develop ideas and innovations to improve the world. A virulent strain of wheat rust disease has wreaked havoc on crops in Uganda. The disease could jeopardize 70% of the world's wheat. But our researchers and students are leading an international effort to stop the spread. Right now, resistant strains of wheat are being developed in the Cereal Disease Lab in St. Paul. The solution to this problem is within reach. Agricultural economies, farmers, and families throughout the world are counting on us. Every year, malaria kills almost 1 million children and infects more than 300 million people. Cerebral malaria can significantly impede brain function. In Dr. Chandy John's lab at the University of Minnesota Medical School, scientists are working on malaria immunity and preventing cognitive defects in children with cerebral malaria. Students in the U's Engineers Without Borders group are working in Uganda to implement a household rainwater system and develop water and sanitation solutions at a local school. Inventions, such as the U's small but rugged Scout robot, are used all over the globe by the military and law enforcement in search and rescue and reconnaissance missions. What we accomplish here can and will positively impact people everywhere. We've gone from 3 Chinese students in 1914 to 2,483 students from Greater China on our Twin Cities campus in 2013, and about 8,000 Chinese alumni throughout the world. We were one of the first Western schools to reconnect with China in 1979. In 2009, the university opened an office in Beijing, its first overseas office in history. And the university continues to expand internationally in other ways. We are quite literally all over the planet. Our world is changing quickly. It's impossible to predict what our planet will look like in 10 or 20 years. But we can be certain that U of M scholars and alumni will help lead the way.